Morning, Jay.
Morning.
With the uniqueness of the days off, what can you tell your players to, if it's possible, to step away and decompress a little bit, or are you just totally so immersed in it you can't do that? What do you say to them?
Well, today was a rest, exactly what you're talking about. It was a rest and recovery day for us. It's been an intense, week and a half here with the preparation that led to the beginning of this series, and then through the first 5 games and all the travel and whatnot. So it's an opportunity for us to rest and recuperate today. And then, we're going to head into a practice day tomorrow, and we're going to look to get better. But today's order of business was just to kind of refill the tank a little bit and build up that energy reservoir.
How hard is it to step away mentally when you're just 24/7 totally immersed in it?
Well, coaches never turn it off. Yeah, they turn it off in the summertime. And so, as a coaching staff, we come in and we do our work as we would on a normal day. It's a day off for the players off the ice surface, but it is their day to rest and recover.
So same question to the players. How can they step away, or is it possible? Because it is just so, you're totally into it 24/7 here.
Well, for the players, I think, where we're at in the life stage of our team, I think we have a group that's kind of been in this position before. They're able to compartmentalize things in their lives. They're mature. They're not, we're not a team full of 19, 20, and 21-year-olds. We're kind of at a stage where we know where we're at in the season, and our players' job today is to make sure they're getting the rest they need to recuperate and be ready to come to work tomorrow so that we can take a step to get better.
And one more for me. I asked you about Brett Kulak yesterday.
Yep.
And then I asked him last night if he has kind of more of a green light to jump up into the play. Or are you seeing a little more of that? Or what about his decision-making process?
Yeah, his decision-making's been excellent. I think he's really using his legs, and when he's using his legs, that's to his benefit and the team's benefit. This is not his first rodeo here. He's a pretty fairly experienced playoff player, and he's gone on some deep runs, and you can see that he's using his experience to his advantage, and he's been a very good player through 5 games for us.
Hey, Jay. When it comes to Nick Bjugstad, how much did you know about him before you traded for him, and what are you learning about him now that he's playing with you?
Yeah, well, I've been in the league for a while, so I remember his time going back to being a high draft pick for Florida, and obviously, I've seen him. He was in Pittsburgh and Minnesota, and obviously this year in Arizona. So I have an understanding of him as a player and what he brought to the table. I will tell you this, that there was a lot of talk amongst our staff about targeting certain people towards the trade deadline, and his name was always at the top of the list. So that's a credit for our people for identifying that and going out and getting him. And I will tell you this, when we made the trade for him, I had 4 or 5 different people really, like from just my past, reach out and let me know what a wonderful human being and true professional we were getting in Nick Bjugstad when we made the trade. So he's lived up to all of that information before. I got to see how he conducts himself on a day in, day out basis. He's a true pro, and we're thankful he's on our team.
It's funny because sometimes when you're a high draft pick, you come in as an offensive player, and then you develop your defensive game, and you become a two-way player. I guess where is he at his stage? Is he kind of the full package now, where you're comfortable putting him in those top 6 spots, but knowing that you're going to get really good defensive responsibility from him?
Yeah, we've been having a good dialogue with Nick. In terms of clarifying exactly what we expected out of him. It's a little bit different role here than he had in Arizona, but he has certain skills. And the big thing is, I think as a coaching staff, as you work your way through a coach or a playoff series, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're really paying attention to matchups and who's playing well, and if there's things you want to look for. In the end, you want to make sure you're seeing things clearly, and it's obvious to us that he's playing very well.
Jay, everybody says, the playoffs are a new season. Regular season over, playoffs, new season. So can you sort of characterize sort of the arc your team has traveled in these 5 games to maybe, even in the last 5 in some periods, get back to those things that made you so successful? Was there, I guess there was an adjustment, those first couple games, new season, as everybody says,
Well, I think the first round of the playoffs is always not frantic, but there's an energy to the first round all across the National Hockey League. I think the big thing is that our team has been preparing for a very difficult first round, whoever the opponent was going to be. We tried to use the 82 game schedule to set us up to prepare ourselves. There's still lots of work to be done here, and we have a huge challenge. I think if you start, looking at this series, we've felt we've done a lot of really good things, but it's a tight series. The other team does good things too. Our challenge is to get better. And as I said earlier, today's challenge was make sure you're resting the right way, make sure you're refueling the right way. Tomorrow's challenge is we're going to go on the ice and we're going to work at a piece of our game that we think needs to improve a little bit. And, we have to continue to improve. That's kind of where we're at.
I am curious, you said coaches' brains never turn off.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, do you watch the other playoff games and for fun, or is it still work? Just want to shut off the TV and have a break from it?
I think you always you're paying attention, right? I watch the games. Right now it's impossible to watch all of them. I don't have four TVs on my wall at home, but when we're at the rink and before a game, you can watch multiple games. Right now, it's just paying attention to what's going on in the league, and that is how it goes. This is the time of year, isn't this the best time of year?
Hey Jay,
Hi.
So could talk about the performance of your bottom 6 or bottom 5, I should say, yesterday, and if their play yesterday maybe changes how you deploy them in terms of ice time on Saturday.
We've been quite comfortable with the way all of our players have been deployed. We've liked a lot of this series, but in the end, we're not standing still. As I said, the coaches and coaching staff's job is to make sure we're doing our work here this morning so that we see things clearly, identify certain things, and then look to improve. Bottom part of our forward grouping last night, I thought gave us good minutes. They were a factor in the offensive zone, and they're doing lots of good. So we're going to have to continue to accentuate that.
The fact that you were able to, when Jack Campbell came in and made 27 saves, the fact that, he came in there, does that make you feel more comfortable when you have, that he got to get in this series and had, 50 minutes of ice time already? Does it, whether it be an injury or anything like that to Stewart, does it make you feel more comfortable going forward?
You know what? I think our team in the regular season won 50 games this year, and our team won those games with the 2 goaltenders that we have. We feel quite comfortable in both goaltenders, and what a fortunate person I am to be able to choose from 2 really good goaltenders to see who plays in the game. So I feel quite comfortable with both of them.
Jay, this is maybe part answer, part prediction, but do you have a feel who might have not so much advantage, but the extra day or a couple of days, whether as a winning team you wish you were in LA for a possible clincher, or whether it's the team, because you were in this situation last year trying to stave off elimination going into Game 6?
You know what? Our schedule is what the schedule is, and one team is going to handle it better. And it's our aspiration to be the team that handles it better. I think there's positives to this schedule. And, the first thing is it allows you to refill the cup. It allows you to nurse some bumps and bruises. But the other team gets that opportunity as well. It's who handles it better. I think it comes down to making sure we're doing our work properly, making sure that we see things clearly, and make sure that we get the most out of each day before us here as we head into game number 6. And, I like our group. I like our mindset. I like our maturity. But it's important that we use this time to set us up and prepare us to really play our best game of the series in Game 6.
Among other things you might like, what about the patience your club has shown maybe through the first 2 or 3 games? There's not a lot of room and whatever, if it's the 1-3-1 or the way that LA's playing, but that starting to sort of earn and have the kind of success they saw in the regular season now at the toughest time of the season.
Yeah, I thought, we sat after 3 games, we were down 2-1, but we liked a lot of our series. But that's why it's a series, and things add up over time. So for us, our patience, our persistence, our stick-to-itiveness, we use this, the theme of, we're going to continue to hammer on the rock until it splits. It hasn't split yet. But we're looking for that 4th win, and in order to get the result that we want, we have to improve, and we have to keep that mindset of hammering away on that rock. Good, thanks, guys.